Hey everybody, it's Scott back for episode 10 of my Thaumcraft 1 Let's Play. And guys, as promised, in this episode, I'm going to go ahead and release this pack for you guys to play if you want to. I feel like it's pretty stable. I haven't tested everything about it, but I've played many hours in this world, and it seems pretty stable to me so far, besides some of the caveats that I've mentioned on camera. Now, I want to show you that this is going to be a multi-MC pack. Okay, so you'll have to have the multi-MC launcher. I'll, basically leave a link in the description along with that. But basically, it'll be a zip file. So to install it, you just drag it into the multi-MC window, into a main multi-MC window. Set up your account up in the right-hand corner and all that, and it'll install automatically and allow you to play. Okay, so the pack itself, we could just look over it. Basically, you'll get this. You can right click on it to choose edit instance. You can see the jar mods are in here, and then the loader mods, which are mainly the forge mods, are inside of this loader mods tab. Okay, now I've used up pretty much all of the IDs for the lower Minecraft ones. That's up to 256 for mod loader mods, so you're not going to have much room to add mod loader mods at all. And forge mods you could add, but probably at the end of this series I will do a world download. I'm thinking I might, I don't know, we'll see. But if you change any of the IDs, then the world download will be different. All right, so your blocks will get screwed up, and that's the thing. If you add mods to these old packs, the IDs can get scrambled. Like Red Power, for instance, will reassign automatically if you set it to, so you can screw up your IDs. So, just take care with that. But basically, I also want to tell you that I have an altered version of Red Power. All right, the Red Power World module, where I've eliminated the rubber trees and the volcano. All right, I went in and eliminated those, and there's a good reason for that. Because with this big trees mod here, with the volcanoes, which just generate late in the cycle of world generation, it can knock down these big trees and cause massive lag. Hundreds and hundreds of wood blocks floating. And honestly, the volcanoes, are annoying, honestly. There's no real reason for them. They have no purpose in Red Power. And that's the same thing with the trees. The trees you can use for IC2 rubber, but rubber trees are very easy to find. So I've just eliminated those. Elaram just refused to give a config for that or whatever. She was just being stubborn about it. And she said later on we'll improve the volcanoes, and then of course just abandon the mod. So volcanoes are an annoying part of it. Now also, and I've eliminated them. Now also I'll include this Thaumcraft wiki as a PDF. It'll be in the main root of the download, and it's not formatted that great, but it's got all the information inside of it. All right, so it'll give you everything you need to know, show you the recipes, give you some idea of how everything works, and that's the best I could find, and it served me well. Okay, so anyway, that's going to be a service to you guys. If you're interested to play these worlds, play this pack along with me. I encourage it. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to go back into these older versions of Minecraft and play along with it. Okay, so there's that. Now we also are going to, in this episode, kind of do our first bridge between Equivalent Exchange and Thaumcraft. All right, so I've been letting this run just basically with the MK3 collector, and so I've gotten 5 dark matter from that, and also we produced the Tinker's tools in the last episode, and I want to show you how we're going to do some V storage. All right, now there is this block in here that is the V, it's solidified V. All right, and in the wiki it says it has no use or whatever, but really it is extremely useful when you study what you can do with V. All right, so like if I look here into the documentation, on solidified V near the bottom right here. It's going to say infusing a glass block along with arcane tinkering tools creates a glowing cube of solid V. It has very little use beyond looking pretty and causing sterility. And that's not really true, because a single cube requires half a crucible of Viz to create, and when smelted down again in a crucible, it'll produce almost the same amount. It'll give you about a 10% loss. Right? I guess it is a 10% loss, but that's pretty much worth it because you can store it as a block. All right, so you can generate blocks of this solidified V, and they are used in creating an item we haven't gone over yet called the portable node. All right, and the portable V node here is created with a solidified V and a V node, and so you're able then to move V where you need it, and you know, basically, like I said, you get about a half a crucible full of V that you can store around. Then when it runs out, you can just refill it. So we're going to store this V as solidified V. So we want to make an automated system to produce it. All right. And so basically we're just going to need a fuser and a crucible. Right now we'll just use the basic crucible. We'll probably upgrade it later. But since we're pulling all of our V out and storing it, we don't really need the redstone one. So, all right, I've gone through and produced these guys. I've got the crucible, I have the infuser, and we're going to use Project, or I keep saying Project E, equivalent exchange for this, although the obsidian generators that we've been using are more efficient, cost efficient. But, you know, why do the same thing again? We're getting the resources to be able to go ahead and play with some of the integration of the other mods, all right? So I believe I have the items that we need to get started, and we're also going to use this Thaumcraft generator that we created to power some Dokucraft pipes. All right, so starting to integrate mods together, and so it should be fun. Just a couple notes on what's been done between episodes. Quite a bit. I went to the Nether, found a fortress, got some nether wart. I didn't show that on camera because fortresses honestly aren't that interesting in this one, and we will spend some time there because I found a dual blaze spawner. That's one good thing about the older versions. Blaze spawners are pretty close together. Also, if you remember, if you've been following the series, down in our mining area down here, down there, I did investigate the spider noises and found a cave spider spawner. Okay, and so we have a spawner GUI mod or spawner GUI mod in here. So we can make that whatever spawner we want, but we're going to, not that we need the XP or anything like that, which I do also want to note real quick, in this mod pack, you know, I've kept the one that produces massive amounts of XP. That's this 216 Dr. Frost DK 25 times. So it produces 25 times the XP that you'd normally get. And then there's also mine XP. Now, I thought that was really overpowered at first, but ultimately it's really not, because, you know, you use your 50 levels, or it's 25 levels with sensible enchanting. You use them up a lot. So I have, you know, done some enchanting, not a ton of enchanting, but I've gotten good tools from it, enough to get good tools. You know, I'm sitting at 86 levels right now. That's, you know, decent. So you can choose whether you want to click that on or click it off. There's a checkbox next to it. If you just don't want it, you just click it off, and that's fine. But anyway, so I got some nether wart, made a brewing stand. There is a recipe for the brewing stand in Infinite Blocks, or I'm not sure if it's blocks or tools or whatever. But there is a recipe for that. I did get a couple of blaze rods, but you can, with 3 iron rods, a piece of gold, and some cobble, you can make the brewing stand too. So it's not that big of a deal. And I believe potions will work in the in crucibles to create V. So we'll probably play with some of that later to do. But let's go ahead and do our first build here. Also, just to bring you up to date, I did do another room over here. This is where we'll do our Project E stuff to create the power flowers and stuff like that. All right. So I'm just going to build for right here, right now. I may end up taking out this wall and merging these 2 rooms and stuff. We'll see. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and build this guy like right here. Okay. So again, we're going to use Project E. I keep saying Project E. Equivalent exchange. Equivalent exchange. Equivalent exchange. We're going to use that for our build here. And I'm going to actually put it right up against here. I don't know if it'll merge. Yeah. But see how that looks kind of cool when those merge with it. So we're going to put down our collector here. And then we'll put down a energy condenser. Okay. So that we can produce obsidian. All right, so let me get a block of obsidian here, and we're going to start to produce that. I've got a block stored over here. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to use that for our production. So we're basically just going to be producing obsidian that we feed into a crucible up here actually. Okay, so it'll go through and just slowly produce obsidian. And then we're going to put that into a crucible. All right, and we'll use that to feed our infuser. All right, so I got enough space here. Yeah, that's good. Also, I want to mention in the mod pack, I keep going back and forth, but there is a notes area here. When you choose to edit instance, there's a notes area. And I have some known issues here, and I'll continually add to this. But red power timers will break. You have to break them with a bare hand. They'll crash if you do infinite tools. The thing about key binding with the crafting tool thing. Wood has a different MBT. I'll mention some of that later. But basically, I've put just notes in here that I know about. So you'll want to check that tab to see what issues are known. And this is one of the issues here if you build this, but I'm not going to add that because I don't know if you'll build it. But you see how it did that immediately? That it did it before the redstone had time to update. I did go in and look at the code, and the code is basically just creating a random number between 0 and 200. So if it selects 1 as a number, it does a tick update too fast for this guy to catch it. So it doesn't update quick enough. So I have to rework the code quite a bit because it doesn't have a minimum value. It just has the max value. So it's anywhere from 0 to 200. So we're just going to leave it at that. It's not that big of a deal. You can see that I've already produced 4 stacks of diamonds and more than that. All right. So anyway, this is going to be our basic setup right here. So basically what we need to do is we need to get the obsidian out of here and into there. So to do that, we're going to use Dokucraft pipes. I'm going to put down the Thaumcraft generator first. I'll just use stone, I suppose. Yeah, stone's fine. And we'll put that right there. Okay, and so put down our Thaumcraft generator, like so. All right, and then we're going to use the wooden Dokucraft pipe. You can see it's getting V from over there right now from that node. That's fine. That node will actually run out. But it's going to have its own V production inside of here. It'll be able to self-feed, essentially. Should be able to because we're going to put a node on this so it self-feeds. But we just need to take the wooden transport pipe, which pulls from things. I think I can put it against there. Yeah. So that's powering it. You can see right there. That's really cool. It makes that staticky sound. And then we take a cobble pipe. Pull the items out of there. And then as this produces another bit of obsidian, I can go ahead and put these back in. Well, no, I can't. There you go. It'll go into the crucible there. All right, and that works great. Every once in a while I can get caught on this edge, so I'll probably build a micro block panel to help block it, but generally it works just fine. Okay, and so that's feeding V into here. And so now we just need to get our tinker tools right here and place those inside of here. And then we're going to get, just to start off, we'll get a stack of glass. Okay, glass is going to be needed. So that over there sounds pretty crazy like a laboratory now. Let's see, I have 45 glass. I'm just going to use the equivalent exchange. I said it right that time. I think I got it in here. Glass. Have I? No, but let's learn it. Oh, I can't? Well, I think I can. I think it did. Let's try again. That's kind of annoying how some stuff, you know, in Project E, basically anything has EMC that uses crafting recipes that have EMC. So let's see if I can pull that out. Yeah, there's glass. Good. Okay, cool. So just get a stack of that to start with. And we need that again to create these solidified V. All right, so we need to put that inside of here. All right, and so it'll go through pulling the V out of here, which is continually being recreated by the obsidian here. And then we can speed this up with an MK2, probably will, but I just kind of wanted to show you that. I think with the MK2 we have a little bit more concern about it overrunning, so we need to be aware of that. But when this thing gets half full, it'll essentially be enough V to produce the solidified V, which will go into here. So we'll have storage for 9 stacks. Then I can use other pipes and whatever to pull that out if I want. Probably like a teleport pipe or something on there to move it into another location. We'll look at that into a future. It'll take a while for it to fill up 9 stacks of that. But let's let it go ahead and produce. Like I said, this Thaumic thing is really, really cool. Look how it sends out lightning to it. And rather than having to have a redstone engine or something like that, we can just use this guy to power it. It looks cool through the pipe. And so again, using equivalent exchange to produce all the obsidian that we need to make V. So this first one's getting ready to be done here. And it's in a nice compact setup. Again, I'm going to use, you can see it's feeding from the node over there. You could also see it doesn't use a lot of V. So it could be pulling V inside of there. This guy needs fixed. There we go. All right, so we've got our first solidified V block, and it's basically what it says. It's a solid block. It looks really cool. So you could store your V like that, and then, like I said, you could just harvest it. Got that cool kind of thing. So let's let that run for a moment, because we're going to go ahead and produce one of the portable V storage things. So let's look at that. It is quite noisy back there, but it's a good kind of noisy, because it sounds like a lab now. I like it. So basically we just need a V node. We just combine those two together. I've put my stuff in the obsidian safe over here. I've gone through and killed quite a few more of those trees, 3 or 4 of them. Let's see, I just have 1 V node at the time, but that'll work. So we just need to combine those together in a crafting grid, I believe it is. This is the crafting table from Infiniblocks. It's an obsidian one, so it just kind of matches the theme. And so yeah, that's just a crafting operation, and then you get a portable V node from that. All right, there you go. And see, it's already pre-filled. Now the V inside of this, we need to use it. I actually probably shouldn't have put it down right there, because if I break this, the V is going to spill out. All right, and that is a thing that will happen. And it'll eat through the floor, potentially create a bad issue. So that's a thing. We're going to do it. It didn't turn out too bad that time. Doesn't always happen, but we did lose all the V from that. All right. So those things are super nice, though. They connect to different surfaces, and that'll allow us to like do the automated farm and stuff like that, where we can pull out V and move it. Now this thing goes through durability. It's got quite a bit of durability. It'll produce a number of them, but we'll have to monitor that. I don't have like logistics pipes or anything in here where I can pull things out by MBT. I do have the advanced Buildcraft pipes that can have filters in them, but they don't filter for MBT, unfortunately. I've already tested in my test world to see if the broken tools, if I could filter by that to pull it out. That's not a thing that I can do. We may continue to explore ways to do it, but I could, potentially put it into a alchemical chest with a repair talisman. This thing can be repaired with a repair talisman. So, we'll look into that. But basically, let me check the V over here. I'm going to let it use the V from this node. That's fine. It looks like this guy's refilling. We'll watch it over time, but I may end up putting a node onto here just to be sure that these are filled. But generally, this machine works very well. We can speed it up by upgrading, but I'm not all that concerned about it. It's actually kind of slow, so we may speed it up. I could additionally use another condenser. That's kind of a waste of resources. But another thing, so that gets us in good shape on that, guys. That's a neat little setup. I'm going to go ahead and take out these diamonds that I produced, and we're going to add them to our transmutation table so that we can get tons of EMC, because we're going to start moving forward into that mod and producing the relays and stuff that we need to start the bases for power flowers. All right, so I have 5 of the dark matter in there. So if I just go through and just add these guys, I'll get my EMC up quite a bit. I'm over 1 million now. So 1.6 million, 2 million, and 2.3. So that was all produced from V in Thaumcraft, which is really cool. So I can go ahead and grab my 5 dark matter out of here as well and throw that in there. All right, so now we're at 3 million. All right, so the next thing we're going to want to look at producing is relays. All right, so relays here, and they're not very expensive at the beginning. I mean, relatively expensive, block of diamond for the base level, but let's go ahead and actually do that. Again, I just threw a lot of my diamonds into there, but actually I'm going to pull them out of here. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get 9 diamonds from there, and we'll add a block to it back. So let me get 18, just so it has a record of a block in there as well. We'll just grab it over here. There it is right there. So we'll get 2 of those guys. Okay. And while that V production of diamonds is really nice, we're going to get it, of course, much, much faster than that. So that learns the diamond block right there. Then we just need to get more obsidian. So I needed a total of 7 and a piece of glass. So let's go ahead and get that real quick. I'll just pull it out of here. So I've got it as my search, and let's pull that. And then get another piece of glass from it. I'll just use the glass right here. That's fine. Okay, so we good? Yeah, we're good. All right, let's grab that guy. That'll be our first relay. Relays are basically like cables almost. Right, so there's the antimatter relay. I have went through and learned my machines. I haven't learned the MK3 yet in here, but we will want to do that. So I just, go through and learn it, and then I can add it to the system, pull it back out. So for now, why don't we go ahead and pull this guy? I believe I haven't learned it. I don't remember exactly. No, I haven't. All right, so that'll be able to get us that using pure EMC. All right, so put that back down. And so now we can choose things that we want to pull out. Again, we have basically 3 million EMC to play with. All right, and so let's try to get a combination of the collector MK3 takes us to 2 million. Let's get 2 of them, takes us to 1.6 million. and then a relay to combine them takes us to 1.5. Let's actually try to go up and upgrade our relays to a higher level. Now we might as well, since we have that EMC to work with. Actually, I do need to pull that out. It's in the crafting. All right, so it is the next level requires a piece of dark matter and obsidian. Let me get a stack of obsidian here. I think the obsidian is filtering. No, that's all right. Let me go grab a piece of obsidian back here. I threw it away, my testing one, but we are producing them in here. So if I can grab the next one that it makes out. Need to not do that because again, it's a bit harder to filter for stuff in this version. And yeah, you can see this is kind of slow because I mean, a piece of obsidian is, I think it's 64 EMC. So that's not much yet, 64. All right, it pulls it immediately. I can shut this off. Let me get a lever, show you how that works. If you want to not have it powered, I think I have a lever in here. All right. Yeah, let's put a lever on this because most of the Thaumcraft stuff is redstone active. So I could just put a lever right there and turn that guy off. All right, for noise and sound and whatever. If I just didn't want to produce, see where we're at. So we've gotten 2 pieces of solidified V right now. And we will build like a node network of storage, but I just calculated that I think this is an overall better way to store. All right, so I'm going to turn that guy back on now. Get it going so we can continually produce V. All right, now let's not forget that I need to keep a piece of obsidian out. I'm going to do a stack of obsidian. All right, and I need to put this in here to keep it. Okay, cool. Now let's get the relay MK2. So again, a piece of dark matter, antimatter relay, 7 obsidian. All right, so dark matter is going to hurt us. Well, it took us to 14. That's not bad. The antimatter relay we already have out, so we should have what we need for it. Let's get that going. Should be down here somewhere. All right, yeah, so there's the MK2. We have a collector, MK3, 2 of those out right now. So again, we want to learn it. Always learn everything so you can pull them out. We have more EMC, so we might as well just keep pulling out for right now until we start to get low. So we want, if we can get another 2 of the MK3 collectors. Let's try that. Yeah, so we're right on the edge. We won't be able to get another relay with that. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and, yeah, I can hook up 3. That's fine. We'll put this back in. Really, I can hook up 4 collectors. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull out that collector. We do need a condenser. Did I put a condenser in there? Surely I did. Let's see. Let me test and see. No, our EMC is too low to even get a condenser, so we're going to drop off one of the collectors. Let's see if I have a condenser in here. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we need the condenser. All right, so let's go into the room over here and get started with our layout here. So basically, we want the condenser here. We'll be moving all this stuff kind of. I'd rather not move it because when you move it, you lose EMC. So just for right now, I'm going to place a piece of cobble. You know, I'm okay to move it. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right now, I'm just going to do the layout. So basically, we want an energy condenser in the middle, like such. All right. Then we want collectors surrounding it. All right, on all sides. like such. Yeah, I only have one relay to bridge these two together like this. See, that bridges them together. Now you get an EMC bonus from them, and it speeds it up. All of the production is going into the relay here, but the relay is feeding this guy, okay? So these two are like bridged together now, feeding their energy into the relay. The relay is feeding into this. Should be. Let's put in a, all I've got on me is obsidian at the moment. Yeah. So we're getting production speed of 2 of the MK3 condensers at this time. All right. So that's fine. Let's get diamonds. Should have another diamond produced over here by now. Yeah. 10 more since we've been waiting. So it's not bad production there. 3V crystals. Let me check my node. Yeah, the node's keeping up. These guys are fine. So we're in good shape. But yeah, let's go ahead and just produce some diamonds inside of here. And once we get our speed up, we'll do blocks of diamonds. Okay, so again, not extremely fast at the moment. Yeah, we're really not going to get going that well until we start to get relays bridging everything, because honestly the relays go next to the collector here and do the bridge. So you'd want a relay here and then a collector on each side. Let's change that orientation. We shouldn't have gathered much EMC because we're pulling it out. I want to try that orientation. There, let's see. This guy, this guy, this guy. Now that relay's feeding into this. Didn't speed it up too much, so at this point it didn't really matter. But we have an additional collector that we could put right there, so now we've got 3 that are feeding it. And that should be pretty decent speed, but it, you know, it is what it is. So we just basically build off our power flower from that. As we produce more and more EMC from doing this, I was seeing if it was producing 5 diamonds. It's not, but that's unusual that it would do that. So yeah, we just want to continually build up our EMC. The diamond's 8192, so see, it's going to produce that. So it's still pretty slow at this point, but again, we're doing kind of the best we can at the moment. Just as we build up resources, it'll get faster and faster. And then we can use that thermic generator to power some of these machines and stuff too. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, guys, good progress on producing V, producing stuff for Project E. We're really making good progress on this. I'm offering the pack down for download if you want to play it. It's quite fun. I definitely recommend that you do. And that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. Scott Amato. Have a great day. Bye-bye.